Well, thank you for watching today's episode of the Charlie Kirk Files. This is Spencer Smith. This is going to be episode number 17 called The Ladder to God. And please go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you are new and smite your like button. That helps the algorithm. And, of course, Godzilla is here to help us, to remind us to do that, and that will be a great blessing. In today's episode, I am, of course, going to speak about the ladder of God, but I'm going to just go ahead and preface this and tell you that there are some weird things that are happening with the Charlie Kirk situation, some very strange things. And in this video, I'm going to tell you, I have no idea what this means. But you'll see what I'm saying in a moment. And I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to give you some theories, at least some ideas. But there are things that are happening that are so bizarre, it's almost confusion. And we know from the Bible who the author of confusion is. But this man, during the Charlie Kirk Memorial, that was on Sunday that, everybody got excited about, and, the big event that they had this speaker named Dr. Larry Arnn. And apparently this man's a Christian. He's the president of Hillsdale College, and very vocal conservative guy. He was given an opportunity to speak at the Charlie Kirk Memorial. And when he spoke there, he gave a speech that was very, very cryptic, and to be quite honest with you, I thought was very bizarre. And I'm blown away at how weird this is. Now, I'm going to just play this for you, and I want you to check this out, okay? He talks about there being a ladder to God. Just listen with me for a moment. I think you'll understand the complete confusion that I have about this whole statement. Check it out.
Crack of dawn in the morning. Start with the Bible. Read the classics. Study the founding of America. In those places you will find that there's a ladder that reaches up toward God. And at the bottom of it is the ordinary good things that are around us everywhere. If we can call them by their names, they have being. And the beings of the good things are figments of God. You will find that article in Aristotle. You will find it in the Bible. You will find it in Madison and Jefferson. How do I learn that? He said. And I said, you have to suffer. You have to study. You have to think.
Okay, so already I'm kind of weirded out by this. Now, Alyssa Childers is on X, and she quoted what this man said, and I want to read it to you. And thank you for citing this for us. The speech that this man gave, Larry Arnn, quote, "There's a ladder that reaches up to God. At the bottom of it are the ordinary good things that are around us everywhere. If we can call them by their names, they have being. The beings of good things are figments of God. A good thing is a thing that has being. An assassin is not a thing that has being. The assassin must give up his humanity to destroy something that has being. Charlie lives on. The assassin will die." What Aleister Crowley cryptic nonsense is that? What does that even mean? I mean, imagine being given, as a Christian man, one of the largest platforms at the hottest moment in recent history, being given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity as a Christian to speak to hurting people, and you get up and say that? I mean, this is a person who apparently is a believer, who believes the gospel, and you get up and give the most cryptic, strange thing that could be said. What is the imagery here? This is obviously not a stupid person. This is not some, crazy off the street. This is a man of a prestigious college. This is an intellectual. This is a person who has a great mind, who is academically gifted, who is academically successful. This is somebody who is well-read and well-respected in the circles of intellectualism. What is this? And she said, I emailed my philosophy professor asked for his thoughts, and so glad he made this video. And I tried to watch the video, but I'm pretty confident that this guy doesn't even know what he meant. I mean, I don't think anybody has any clue what he meant. So at this point, you have to realize, and this kind of goes back to my overall point, there is some really messed up stuff surrounding this Charlie Kirk movement. What does that even mean? Well, I'm gonna say this. This is how I'm gonna word this to you in this episode. There's a couple possibilities here. Number one, this is just like the ramblings of some really eccentric intellectual guy who's so deep that he just is weird, and so there's that. Then there's the possibility that Spencer Smith and Alyssa Childers even, or I'm going to throw her in there too, that we're just complete dummies and we have no idea what this man is saying, and we're just completely missing the mark. And I'm sure you're probably seeing this too, and you're watching this video and you heard what the man said, and you're just as dumb as I am. And we this guy's in the stratosphere of deepness, and we're just dummies. We're just mouth breathing Neanderthals here, and we have no idea what this guy's even going on about. That's possibility number two. But possibility number three is that there was some cryptic hidden message in this that he was trying to occultically convey or cryptically convey to this audience. Now, is this man an occultist? I don't know. I'm just saying that it's very bizarre that a Christian man would get up there and say something like that in this moment, at this time, on that platform. Why would you do that? That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. So I'm just going to go with the phrase, when a man gets up and says, there is a ladder to God. Let's read it again. All right. There is a ladder that reaches up towards God. At the bottom of it are the ordinary things that are around us everywhere. If we can call them by their names, they have being. The beings of the good things are figments of God. That is not Christianity. There is no universe in which that is a theologically, biblically sound statement. That is not, I'm trying to even think, I don't even know if a Catholic would even say things like that. Beings of the good things are figments of God. You're into animism. You're into pantheism. You're almost into panentheism. Those are big words. But this is not a theologically sound statement. This is a very cryptic statement. It is a heretical statement. He confused everybody with this whole deal. But let's just say hypothetically, let's go to possibility number three. Okay, number one is that he's just a lunatic and just talking crazy. Number two is that he's so deep and we're just all stupid. This guy was just such a deep mind that we can never even grasp the heights of intellectualism that this man has obtained, and so we're just left to our devices here. We're like, what was that movie? Space Odyssey 2021 or whatever that was that a Stanley Kubrick movie where like there was a piece of a technology that fell down to the earth. There was a bunch of apes around it or something like that. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. That's number two. Number three is that there's some cryptic hidden spiritual meaning behind this. And one of those possibilities is that this is a Freemason statement. This is a statement possibly being made by a man whose mind has been shaped by Freemasonry. Now, I want to show you this. The idea that there's a ladder that reaches up towards God. That kind of looks like this. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you. These ladder images that are borrowed from Jacob's ladder that are used in Freemasonic circles, the Freemasonic religion, they are the idea that you can climb certain degrees of religion, certain degrees of virtue, and therefore you can climb your way up to godhood. Now, this is a part of mystery religion. If you remember, and I'm gonna show you a little chart here if I can. Let's see here. If you remember the 7 chakras of the spine, and I'll just show you a quick little graphic that shows you these things. Okay. In Eastern mysticism, there's the 7 chakras of a Kundalini awakening: the root chakra, sacral, solar, the heart, the throat, the third eye chakra, the crown chakra. And when you open up these 7 chakras, you have a Kundalini awakening. And there's a lot of demonic imagery here. This is the Eastern mystical version of this. And then when you basically, when you awaken the Kundalini energy throughout all these gates, you open up all these gates in your soul, and the serpent spirit energy comes out, you have a Kundalini awakening, which is a satanic version of being born again. You notice here there's levels, there's degrees that you can climb, but the Freemasons in the West have a variation of this. Now you have to understand that the ideas of mystery religion is that it's very fluid. It's not set in stone. It's not like Bible doctrine, in which it is, absolute. We're standing on this. There's no changing this. There's nothing. There's no adapting this. This is very fluid stuff. So in the world of Freemasonry, they have the same idea. It's just that it's more palatable to a Western mind. And one of those things is a ladder. The idea of climbing. And so, there's a whole lot of study on Jacob's ladder, and Freemasonry is filled with all kinds of occult imagery. And there's stuff everywhere. There's the bees are part of that as well. And then we're going to do some videos on this, try to break these symbols down for you. But there is something called rites, okay, the York Rite. And I want you to see this. This is an old graphic. It's not even very clear. But this is called the York Rite degree ladder, in which they believe that you can go from degrees, from level 1 to level 33 is the highest degree in Freemasonry. And they call this ladder that you climb the ladder to God. That's what the Freemasons call this. And the higher up the ladder you go, the closer to God you get. Aleister Crowley was a 33-degree Freemason. Albert Pike was a 33-degree Freemason. You got guys like Newt Gingrich who are 33-degree Freemasons. You have others like Shaquille O'Neal and Brad Paisley. You have Manny Pacquiao out there in the Philippines. There's a lot of these guys that are Freemasons, although they're not necessarily disclose what degree they are. But they believe that if they climb these ladders and go through these degrees and get all this type of stuff, taken care of, they get closer and closer to God. Now, there is a Jewish version of this. It's called the Kabbalah Tree of Life. And it's this similar concept, just maybe articulated a little bit differently, like all mystery religions are. And so you basically climb this little ladder, and there's a very complicated series of mysticism with the Ein Sof and the Tree of Life and all these things. They even overlay it on the human body, as you can tell, just so much there. And this is a real mystery religion these people practice. It's called the Kabbalah Tree of Life. A lot of information on that. We could probably talk about that before too long. But that being said, I just want you to know that if somebody is a Bible-believing Christian and they are hooked into theology and they are, sound theologically, the idea of saying that there is a ladder to God is not a theological sound statement. Now, it's actually quite a dangerous statement. It's kind of almost a frightening statement that any man who claims to be a Christian would even say that. That's just weird. It's just weird at best. It's very bizarre. You fumbled it, man. Okay. Now I want to give Larry Arnn the benefit of the doubt, and I want him to know that if you're a Christian, great, praise the Lord. Why would you say that? The way this has been portrayed is very cryptic and very. There was no explanation given. There was no understanding given. And so, with that being said, it's almost like we have to just assume. What did you mean? You tell me. But saying that there's a ladder to God, and I'll just read it again. It's just weird. It's just weird. It's heretical. There's a ladder that reaches up to God, At the bottom of it are the ordinary good things that are around us everywhere. If we can call them by their names, they have being. Beings of the good things are figments of God. That is not a Bible-based statement. That is a mystical, cryptic statement that even, Alyssa Childers is having a hard time with it. I'm having a hard time with it too. What does that mean? And why would you get up on the biggest platform at the hottest moment when people are the most vulnerable and the grand platform of all platforms given to you, and you get up and say that? Something, friend, something does not smell right. I'm telling you, there's some weird stuff. There's some weird religion floating around this Charlie Kirk stuff. I think you, as somebody watched this video, you could agree with me on that, can't you? That there is something very, very, very strange about this. Just weird. I don't know. Who am I? What do I know? Just a guy with a Bible over here. Subscribe to this channel if you're new, and we will continue this series, The Charlie Kirk Files. This is episode 17, The Ladder to God. God bless you, friend, and we will see you next time.